here's a Manitoba maple burl. Some of it has burl in it. Anyway, these here are Fibonacci guide. And it tells you basically where you want the center of the vase to be. So right about, I already had it marked. So every time I make a vase, I use this here for the center. I put these here to the end, each end, and that's just mark the center. I'm just gonna shape this here a little bit more, and then I'll start hollowing it out. Which one do I want? And if you have any questions, please ask. Okay. You want the bottom to be kind of like that. So always start here and work your way up here. Don't start here and try to work your way down. You find it easier to get that curve at the bottom. Now I'm just going to use the Forester bit. I'm using 1 1/8 Forester bit. I want to know. I want to go. I'll remember that. Maybe. I broke my pencil. I usually turn this here probably around 750 RPM for hollowing it. A lot slower than mine. You want to try it? Sure. I don't know why it stopped. You have to have it that loud. Jeez. What? There it is. once in a while, or you'll overheat it for a minute. And clear out the shade, make it better.
Earl does not look like it is.
I don't have one of these at home, so.
That's right. You go with that anyway. Now, this here's my holding system. It's pretty easy to set up. You always want this here, the cutter head to be around that center of the bowl, and for me to do that, I brought this here, and I mark center on the shear board, right here. So I'll bring it up like this here, and bring it up 1/4 of an inch, and it should be right at center. Up, right from here. I got it in 1,000 RPM. And with this here, it doesn't hurt your back. Instead of you trying to just hold on to a long handle with the cutter head on it like that. You can buy these here at Lee Valley, but I just used them inside this here. And what I gotta do is clear it out every once in a while. So, John, where are you? Oh, sorry. If you want, where's John? Do you want to turn on that fan? Yeah. Because it might get a little dusty. I just got to readjust this here.
So, is that a carbide?
Not the big one, the little one above your head.
I want to see your kid.
Yeah,
Oh,
just the end of it. Yeah, I think just so much of it.
yeah, it's not one of your little inserts that go around.
Which one?
Um, you had there a while ago, little rounds. It's not a,
No.
no, it's a little ring and you have to use an Allen key to set it in. So, over there, take that one.
Oh, it's here. I think that there one is a carbide cutter.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just wondering what you had going in.
yeah. Them are high, carbide at the top of the cutter.
brand is that system you're using?
It's called Monster. The guy that makes them no longer with us.
Okay.
Yeah, he was from the States. I probably had this one about 7 or 8 years.
And he's just.
Gets built up and starts to bind. I think you need a dust collector. Any questions so far? All right. What I'll do is I'll put my laser thing on that. What I like to do is leave the base a little fatter, and this way there won't be as much vibration. After you get down to the end or done, you can trim this here bottom part after. That's just way too heavy for this size.
Earl, how do you check the thickness at this point?
Like the thickness, you can use this, here's a gauge. So right here, it's up at the top, it's that thick, what, 3/8 or, but I mean, I want it thinner than that. This here's just roughing it out. What I'll do is probably put on a different cutter head. And there's all different sizes. Here's this here big one. So again, you gotta, it's up quite a bit higher than the last blade was. And all I do is go in so far where I use the fork a bit, and then just go across that edge toward the sun. center, the below center here. It's hard to get that dimple right in the center. I think what I'm gonna do is finish turning the outside some of it up here. No.
Now I'll put on this here. These. I never know where I put my tools down at. Lift this one up. One straight. Oh, it's here somewhere. Did everybody see the eclipse? Was
Saw the
awesome.
traffic afterwards too.
What? Oh, yeah. Depends if you're west.
What did you change, Earl? What do you got there now?
It's the same one. I was looking for the other one. I got it, but I
Yes.
can't seem to find it. Anyway, I want to do the top part first, and then I'll go so far down and I'll use a straighter one. I don't always trust lasers, but that's what it's on there for. So this here is the laser. It works pretty good. You're not always sticking your calipers in to see how thick it is. So I just line it up to the, I don't know, eighth of an inch or a little bit better, but I never make them that small, that thin. But that's my laser. So. Right there. See how we go.
So that's probably around thick enough. A little over an eighth maybe. Now it's just trying to make it smooth. all the way down is a little tricky. Patience, I guess.
I find, you find to your side, make a teardrop cutter,
Huh?
like a teardrop cutter, a bigger one?
No, it's.
No, I said, what I found worked better.
Yeah.
Like a teardrop, a bigger cutter for changing the size.
Yeah, like some of the times I'll use
Something that really is cut in far deep. I'll use this here little one to get around that there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a scraper maybe for cleaning out later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I meant for doing when you're
Yeah.
going to do clean.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't work very well with this here, depends on the opening too.
I like making small vases, but
I've done a few, probably up to 18 inches tall. Yeah, but there is extensions for this here, there is an extension. Probably won't do any more, but I done one anyway. I can say it anyway. So, that's not giving me much. Or, anyway. I never hurt my back once. The whole time. There are a lot of people that made their own. If you're any good fabricating, something like this.
When you're in on a bigger vase, when you're in, say, 6 or 7 inches into the vase, how does that affect the stability of that arm?
Well, that's whenever you want the heavier,
The heavier system?
yeah, the 5/8.
Well, okay, so
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, this here?
Hinges, yeah.
Yeah, that seems to maintain really well. Yeah, yeah, sometimes you'll get a little bit of vibration because there is play in it, right? Yeah, and,
Well, I'm assuming that because it's in the ingrain, you're starting at the narrower diameter
yeah,
and going to the larger, right?
Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah.
The opposite of what you would do on the outside,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Just for the finish.
yeah, it's just,
Whereas if it was faceplate or if it was the other way.
well, some of the, yeah, you can do flat work way harder, especially on maples, hard maples and stuff like that. But, it does the job. I have a few over there that I've done flat ones. Like the side grain, instead of having it this way, having this area, yeah. Yeah.
So if you want to undercut the rim of a bowl,
Yeah,
that's
this here, yeah,
challenging rather than, end grain?
yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say. Maybe you want to do
Yeah.
with a big hook on it.
Yes.
see what that's like thickness. There it is. These here are really good calipers for measuring inside and bowls too, because they expand and they go right back to where they were. You want to leave it a little heavier at the bottom. Okay. Anyways, here's just for demo reason, but I should bring it down a little more. I don't think I'm deep enough. Get it with another tool. Yeah, only down to about here. I'll put the heavier one on. Work my way deeper. So what I did is just buy these here machining, I don't know what they're called.
Just a sleeve?
Yeah, sleeve. It's just because these here are smaller than the opening, so it fits in, it works well. I'll put this here back in. I'll adjust this here. And you got to adjust this here, the height. There. See if I can hit center.
Laser pretty accurate?
Yeah, you can set it up pretty accurate. I usually too scared to take it down too thin. Over the years, I've done that just by hand doing it, but I've never gone through one with the sheer laser anyway.
Explain how to set it up, how that works.
Yeah, like I think I did. Yeah, so you want this here, the cutter head to be right at dead center. If it's low, you're gonna get catches and it's gonna bring it down. So I just have this here line here to show me dead center. And I just put that, because every tool is different thickness or different cut on it. And
The laser's telling you how deep you're going.
yeah, the lasers tell me how the thickness of the walls are.
So you take the laser, you put it, the thickness you want
Yeah.
to the left of it in this
Yes.
case.
Yeah.
Ah,
Right now I have it toward, close to the bottom, to
Yeah.
see how deep I'm going. And then after I'll come back, I'll move the laser over a little bit.
So as you're progressing, if you can't see the laser, you know you're probably getting close to too deep.
Well, if I don't see the laser, I'm pretty thin. Yeah, so I like seeing the laser, so, yeah. But for me to make it real thin down there, I would have to bring the shear smaller.
It's not so.
Yeah, I'm not in the center. What?
I just understood what you were saying about making the bottom smaller, the outside diameter smaller, so that you can line it up with the laser and with the cutter.
Yeah.
It just,
It's just that you want to leave it heavy until you get down that way. So, yeah. Because it'll reduce the vibration up here whenever
Yeah.
you're cutting up here. Yeah. Now, shove that in there. Am I above or am I below? Try one way or the other. I think I got it.
don't wanna make it too wide.
So without the laser, you'd be turning blind.
Yes. Well, you can kinda go by the sound too. Yeah, whenever it gets too thin, you've gone too far. Yeah.
You always spend a great deal more time doing the whole form than doing the whole.
Yeah.
How do you adjust your pricing?
Your what?
How do you adjust your pricing?
I don't sell a whole lot of vases. I just like making them.
That's a good reason.
Yeah. No, I enjoy making them, so that's all. I'm just gonna try to bring it down a little more. Like whenever I go to take off the bottom, then I can take it down even further than that. Yeah. I forget.
So you take off the bottom, you have
I use a jam chuck.
jam chuck?
Yeah, just something like that. You reverse it. That can actually be used right there. Perfect. But if I take that off, then I can't sand it, so.
Yes.
And I don't want to sand it here, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So I want to leave my spigot on there, so whenever I get home, I can spend more time on it and finish it. I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get in a burl sometime, but. And like I say, you can always go to something like this here and, hurt your back and everything else, but it's just a different animal altogether. Because whenever you're inside, whenever you're in like that, see over there. So you're turning and I guess it's not gonna move. It's hard to tell like if you're in center or, so a lot of times you'd end up getting a catch or something like that and going through the side or, yeah. But there's all kinds of different ones out there. I don't know if I wanna even try to scrape that inside, it's pretty good.
We believe you.
Only has to be good up to your longest finger.
I know. I know, anybody know of any good sanding discs that you can buy for hollow form? Like, I've made a few, but they don't work really great. Like a back scratcher, I use one of them to glue some
That's all I use.
paper on. Is that what you use?
Just stick with sandpaper, heavy sandpaper, 80 grit.
Yeah.
I tried a dowel, split on the end and then sandpaper.
Yeah.
Through it just to the
Yes,
bottom.
yeah.
Wasn't worth the effort.
Is that right? Let me see how big that is.
Wasn't on that, but I was bigger. Over there.
So I'm about there, with that. So that's deep enough. So whenever I reverse it, and I always mark on here on the corner where this here corner piece came out. So it goes between my number 1 and 2.
every time, and I always do that even on bases, like here I have a mark. Because if you have to take it off and put it back on after, if it's not exactly where it was, it's gonna wobble. Yeah. So. So for me to take that off, I'd take my tailstock, bring it up to here, just keep whittling away until you're down to a note that it looks right, and that's the way I finish it.
So it's gonna stand on the base, what are you gonna use for base?
It'll be this here. It's gonna be same as some of the ones over there, a smaller base. It's gonna be a little bit smaller. I'm just gonna take it down to here.
It's like 2 inches or a bit less.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be less than that. Yeah. So this here is. Thank you.
There, he finished it.
Yeah. Just like that. So the center's about that much. I might scrape it later on. But anyway, here's the one I just made. Pass it down. I guess that's all I can show you. I'll just leave that one at that. Okay? I love doing interior vases around the top, and I'll leave it dry for a year. Yeah, and then it's dry. Like 8%, it shouldn't move very much. Yeah. You can do it wet, but then it will warp on you. Yeah. But so you get a different shape. I know I have a couple home like that. I didn't care much for them, but I like making sure the wood's dry. Yeah. How am I gonna get that in there?